Okay, so my name is Emily. I've been with Lavelle now for a little over a year. Jenna is actually not my true upline, but she's adopted me, and with open arms, and I love it and so thankful. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little teeny nervous, which I find funny because I'm actually a teacher during the day, and so you would think talking to now elementary school kids, wouldn't mind talking to adults, but I guess because I do talk to elementary school kids, sometimes talking to adults is uh, um, luxury for me some days, I feel like. So this actually all started off, and I can put in the chat what exact podcast this was. It was from Real as AF, which I got from, a suggestion that Jenna did. First of all, I love his music in the morning. It gets me hyped and going. If I could have that on like just a continuous playlist in my car, I would be totally fine with that. Like if he came out with his own music playlist. Anyway, so he was talking about loyalty, and there's something about it that just triggered. But first, before I start talking about it and what it did for me and how it not just affects you as a person, but your business, you can drop in the chat or unmute. It doesn't bother me anyway. I'm open either way. Like, what is something you're loyal to? It does anything. Just hop on in the chat or unmute yourself. It will not offend me to unmute. I'll give everyone kind of a second. Business, fitness routine, being a mama, my side sister. Okay, love it. I'll give everyone another minute. Honesty, my spouse, my kids, my tribe, becoming the best version of myself, being real. Okay, I love all those answers, being a mom and how we be to loyal to myself and God. Okay, yeah. So when he asked like who you're loyal to, of course I said my husband, my kids, my business, also teaching. I'm not quite at the stage where I want to give up teaching yet, and I think it's because I teach special ed, so it's a small dynamic group in a behavior support classroom. So, and that's okay if I get there, that's fine. But I say all these things, and then he asked one simple question: have you ever been loyal to yourself? Have you ever? Because if you're not loyal to yourself, you can't grow. It doesn't matter if it's in your business, in your family, in your personal life, if you have another side job and this is just currently your side hustle, or if you want this to be your full-time business. And I was just like, holy cow, this is amazing. I actually listened to it twice on the way to work, is when I usually listen to my podcast. That I just I couldn't believe it, because it really stopped and made me think, am I loyal to myself? And I thought there has been one other time in my life that I was loyal to myself. It was a little over 10 years ago when I had just lost my first husband, and everyone told me I couldn't graduate from college after that. I mean, I had college professors saying you need to take a year off. And I said, nope, I want to be done. This is all that I knew what to do was teaching. And I thought, that's the one other time I was loyal to myself. It wasn't at my wedding with my husband. It wasn't with my kids. It wasn't when I was born, had my daughter. It wasn't when I took on my older two of my stepdaughters. It wasn't any of that. It's when I wanted something, and I wanted that degree. I wanted to help kids. Then I just thought, well, if I'm loyal to myself that way, I'm sorry if you all hear my washer. My kid threw up, got car sick right before this. And my husband is being a trooper and washed her, and now I'm washing clothes. So I apologize. I thought to myself, I've got to be loyal to myself in order to have this side hustle, do what I want it to do for my business, for my family. Because if I'm not loyal to myself, if I don't take that time, it's not to me time, it's chunking it in. My kids, my older two are 10 and 12, so they're somewhat self-sufficient, but I can take that 5 minutes, do a round of IPAs, get a conversation started, check in with somebody, and then still be a mom, still be a teacher, still check my phone as I'm dealing with something. And I say that lightly or wholeheartedly. I can do it, but you have to be loyal to yourself. And it's like this whole epiphany. We all have a time in this business and our lives and our growth, social, in our personal development, where something just triggers with you. It can be a leader, it can be a training. And I've sat on recordings, I've sat through trainings, and sometimes something just doesn't click, and that's okay. Sometimes it's a voice. It's the same thing, like, you know who your go-to podcaster is, you know who your go-to music is for whatever mood you're into, you know what channel on the television you would rather listen to if you're cleaning. I mean, if that's what you do. Now I do podcasts, but you know which ones, exactly, Mom Life and the Nooks and Crannies. You know which ones your ears can like. You know which one your ear and will resonate with your heart, your mind, and your soul. So when I took on this loyalty to myself, this whole light came up. A Bible verse just popped out even this morning to me during my personal Bible study that I do. I'm following the 100-Day Believe one, and it just popped out. And then, never in my wildest dreams, I don't know if you saw me post. It's just me. I'm not one, like, I don't always do please post. That's just me personally. But I tried something new. I went to a bar class. Never in my wildest dreams would I think I would try a bar class. No. I was a dancer. Keyword was. No. That was like over 10 years ago. No. Like, that's just childhood. And it challenged me. I was loyal to myself, loyal to stick through it. And I got through it. And guess what? I love it. And I'm just completing my 3rd class. And I can't wait for my one on Saturday morning. I'm looking forward to it. Loyal to myself. Even if that means getting up a little bit early, taking a little extra time for myself. Because when I'm loyal and you choose to be loyal to yourself, it will be passed on to everybody else. There's not as much little, I don't like to use the term bickering, but the little, conversations you have with your significant other, that's just like you're trying to get both things done. It's less of that. More patience with my kids, more time with my kids. And when I'm saying, hey, I'm trying to do something so we can go do X, Y, and Z, or I can do my 2 cents towards dance or piano lessons, whatever my kids choose to do. Or today, for example, it makes me so thankful that I stayed loyal to myself in this business. When my mom says, so how is Hayden Grace doing at school? She's doing great. And I just found out that, they're doing a cute little pumpkin activity. And I can't wait to share on my stories after I get to pick up the pumpkins this weekend. But because of this business, I can actually buy 2 or 3 more pumpkins and not have to worry about it. So that if a little kid in her class doesn't have a pumpkin, it's covered. I'll take it. I got it. I'll just donate 2 or 3 pumpkins. It's those little things. It's those little things that makes us so blessed. It's those little things that makes everything worthwhile. And to stay loyal to yourself, that I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't. And I'm so glad and so thankful for this opportunity, because I'm forever thankful that Jenna still lets me stay in, even without my upline, because we all go through those hardships, personal and business. We all have different hopes and dreams for that. And it was such a good way to think about my October goals. I am a list maker by nature, to the point sometimes it's a horrible list that I get mad at myself if I don't get it all done. So, through this business, I've learned to chunk it, learned to take the small wins, and take the small wins not on my list, but in life. And then from there, I can't wait to see how this grows into October and into the holiday season, because I feel like often during the holiday season, as moms, as wives, as people, as women, I sometimes believe we get lost and unloyal to ourselves because we're trying to make sure it's great for everybody else, whatever your holiday traditions might be. If it's Santa, if it's Hanukkah, if it's Kwanzaa, whatever it might be, Thanksgiving, we do so much for everybody else that we forget to be loyal to ourselves, and that support, and that comes from our tribe. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So stop, take a second. I want you to challenge you into going into October. What's one way you can be loyal to yourself? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. And I want you to like think about it and really challenge yourself for October and put it in the chat so we can all help hold each other accountable, or unmute yourselves. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. And go ahead. And I really would love to hear, and like I said, I'll give you a good minute to think about it, but how can you be loyal to yourself going into October? Because believe it or not, it starts, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, less than 4 hours. And my kids are already talking about Halloween. So it's coming. Ready or not, October's coming. All right. Brianna says, showing up for yourself and doing things that make me happy. Yes, I love it. Making things that make you happy is so important. Britt, that makes me feel better and I'm such in a better mood. I love it. Be more consistent at going live. I need to do that too. I always challenge myself and then I fall short. And also getting up earlier and staying loyal to my growth and personal development routine. I don't know how early y'all get up, but I get up at 4:45. So anyone else want to share how they can be loyal to themselves? And when Jenna mentioned live, I want to remind myself, because I struggle with going live. It's not the fear of talking to myself or what people will think. Because I'll be honest, because of this business, I'm actually more confident in my teaching style, that I don't do things traditionally, that I'm kind of outside the box. And maybe that's why I fit teaching special ed. But I say more consistent with lives and myself and goals. But I say that in Jenna posted a really cute reel with Sweet Jackson of just having fun and jamming out to music. I thought it was the most adorable thing. He's such a stud muffin, so watch out. Believe in myself that I can actually do network marketing, do lives, and have confidence. I feel like I'm drilling and knowing that what I'm doing. I love that, Misty. You know what you're doing. We have all this faith and hope in that. And when I say lives, I'm actually going to break it down so I don't feel overwhelmed with lives. I got the idea off of seeing Jenna's. She does like a couple related to the business and then a couple fun that are related to her fives, or just being fun. And so I'm going to actually break down my lives on how many I want to do a week and say, okay, there's so many about the business or products, I should say, or like that in one section. And then the other one, just things that have to do with either my kids. Same with lives. I'm doing them, but haven't in a little bit. Yeah, that's the boat I'm in. I go through like spurts, and so I'm really gonna break it down, because when I break it down, and I find myself again being loyal to myself because I'm subdividing it. And you have to do what works for you. Just because it works for me or it works for Jenna or it works for Brianna does not say it doesn't matter. That's not the point. It's what works for you. And through that, and through staying, finding out how to stay loyal to myself through this, is what I figured out has worked. And all boils back down to that loyalty to yourself and everything that you've got for you. Anyone else want to share as we kick off to October? Because I'm serious, when this is over, in all my pretty markers, I'm not joking, like I like my colors. I like to color code things. I am going to finalize, I call it finalize, my October goals. Get ones that I can hit. It's okay if it's 2 or 3. It's okay if it's 5 or 6. It's what you can achieve and what you can reach for, and what your why is, and then how you can stay loyal to yourself. Because if your why isn't matching up with how you're loyal to yourself, it's never going to work. And that made me remember, when I jumped to my why, I'm going to relook at my why for this month. I don't always look. I'll call myself out. I don't always look at myself for October or going into the next month. I don't. Because I think I got it. I think everything's the same. And poof, it's not. Life changes. And that's what makes life so entertaining. The good, bad, and the ugly. But I say that because I have to be loyal to myself. I have to be loyal to myself, then my why, and everything will fall into place. So if you give me a second, I'll actually tell you the exact one, because I listened to it a couple times. I'll drop it in the chat, and I am going to be done. I'm usually short and to the point. That is just who I am. Plus, like I said, I teach K through 5, so their attention span is not always the longest. And I mean that if you have younger ones, I absolutely love all children. I also taught high school at one point. So, creating loyalty for success. It's episode 142 and it was posted on the 21st. I will be honest, he does use explicits. So if that offends you, I'm giving you the warning. If you have kids and you don't want them to listen to those adult words, that's a good time for your earbuds. But I will be, it is, like I said, thank you, Jenna, for typing it in for me. So I just wanted to let you know he does use explicits, but I hope you take the time to listen to it. And if you choose not to, great. But think about how you can be loyal to yourself and what it means to you and share that, put that up. And I can't wait to see how it makes you grow both as a person and as a business, because this is so twofold. And that's what I love it about here. So thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. You guys, this was her very first time training the team. And at the end of, or the beginning of every single month, I always get with my team. If you're not on my personal downline, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you are, I always get a hold of the girls that are showing up consistently in their business that have not stepped up in that leadership aspect, because you guys, we talk about leadership all the time, and growing a business is not just about doing your IPAs. It's not just about having conversations or posting or sharing your 3 steps on your story. You have to develop leadership skills. And that all comes down to doing the do, right? So you're not going to get better at leadership skills if you're not actually taking the action. So you have to do the things before you feel ready to do them or feel qualified to do them. I'll tell you what, whenever I'll call myself out. I have not gone live in the team page in quite some time, but the couple of times I have gone live in the team page, I did not feel qualified at all to be in there. I was like, there are so many incredible leaders in here. Like, who am I to come on and, teach this team something? But the thing about it is that every single one of you, whether you just joined yesterday or you've been in this for months, you have something to bring to the table, and you have to stop telling yourself that you don't, because if you want to be able to lead a team, you have to lead yourself first. And that's why I started doing my own team trainings every single Thursday night, because they were open and nobody took Thursday. So I thought I would take it before somebody else could steal it from me, if we're just being honest. But I wanted to step up into that 80K and 200K self. And I look at all of these other 80K and 200K leaders. They do their own team trainings. They go live in the team page. They do all of these things because that's how a 200K leader operates, right? I was just talking to my team about this today. If you want to be a 12K leader, you have to show up as that. If you want to be a 4K leader, you have to show up as that, right? Because you can't show up as a 4K leader and expect to get 12K leader results. So going into October, I really want you guys to get clear, yes, on your goals. You fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Okay. I say that to my team all the time. If you're not goal setting at the beginning of every single month, you are not operating out of an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Every single successful entrepreneur, whether it's in network marketing or not, they have goals set for themselves, because if you don't have goals set, you're going to be flying around on autopilot, not even knowing what the heck you're waking up and working towards every single day, right? You have to have a plan. So when I goal set, I'm just going to go over this real quick because there's so many trainings on goal setting and all of that in the team page, but I wanted to end this training with this since it is the end of the month and literally the new month starts tomorrow. So you have your big rank. Okay. No, it's not all about a rank, but you need to have a big number goal. If you're not a numbers person, I don't care. You have to get over it because this is a business. You have to start liking numbers. So you have to have number goals so you know what you're working towards, and then you can align your actions with that. So you have your big number goal, which is your rank, right? So let's just use 4K as an example. Your goal is 4K. And I want to talk a little bit real quick about setting realistic goals and not crazy, goals that are super unattainable. Yes, I want you to stretch yourself, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So your goal is 4K. So a realistic goal for that would be, let's say, let's do 4 customers and 2 new promoters, okay? So you have your big number goal, you have your enrollment goal for customers and promoters, and then I want you to set a mini experience goal, because mini experiences, you guys, are the bread and butter to this business. If you're not getting out mini experiences, you're not growing your business. And if you were not on Lindsay's training on Monday, where her and Rochelle talked about sampling, you have got to go back and watch that because it was so good. And I've been sending out free 3-day mini experiences. And I never thought I would be doing that because, you know, I was always somebody that said, you know, I value my products. I don't want to give them away for free, but you have to invest in your business. And I'm starting to kind of switch my mindset around that because, you know, I like that extra 25 bucks in my pocket every time I sold a mini experience, right? But now that they have, you know, the sample website, you can buy, you know, 6 samples with $72 in credits and nothing's out of pocket. You don't even have to ship it out yourself. So I've been really utilizing that to get free mini experiences out, to get products in people's hands. So big number goal, which is the rank, promoter goal, customer goal, mini experience. Okay. How many of all of those categories do you want to enroll? Now I want to talk quickly about realistic goals and not unattainable goals. I want you to look at this month. Okay, I want you to look at this month and what you did this month when you're planning for the following month. So if this month you only signed 2 customers and 1 promoter, you're not going to plan next month to sign 5 customers and 6 promoters, right? That's a little unrealistic. Yes, I want you to stretch yourself and challenge yourself and think big and dream big, but you have to be realistic. Or you're gonna, you know, get to the end of next month, you're gonna be like, I didn't sign 5 customers and that 6 promoters, like, and you're going to get down on yourself, right? So make sure you're setting realistic goals that match your big number goal, okay? On the other hand, if you're wanting to go 12K and you only want to enroll 1 customer and 1 promoter, that doesn't really work, right? Because you need to be enrolling more than that if you want to hit that 12K. So make sure you're aligning everything when you're you know, planning your month. You have to be strategic when it comes to this. So if you guys have not planned your month, that is your homework for tonight. As soon as you hop off this, I don't care what time it is 8:30 at night where I live. I still have not planned. Okay. I did a little bit today, but I still need to do my number goals. I'm going to sit down after I get off this Zoom. I'm going to do that because I want to set myself up for success. I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and be scattered and all over the place. And I want to, you know, get straight to the grind. On the other hand, you guys cannot just set a goal and not take action, okay? I got a little red with my team today, and if you're on here, you know, because, you know, this month was tough for a lot of people. For whatever reason, people had life, people had things going on. For me, I know it was a super crazy month because we're renovating our house. You know, I'm literally sitting on a kitchen table with plastic on it, like our house is a disaster. It was a super crazy month, but you guys have to understand that life is always going to happen, okay? And I want that to be one of the number one things that you tell yourself whenever you feel like not showing up or when things are chaotic, because life is never going to stop. Life is always going to happen. Your kids are going to get sick. You're going to get sick. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen at work. Your kids have sports. Everything, nothing's ever going to stop. So if you consistently use that as an excuse to not show up for your business, you can't get mad at the results that you're not getting, okay? Because I have so many of my girls hop in my inbox, they're like, I'm not seeing results, I'm, you know, not seeing this, and it's so much lack of negativity. And then I go to your page and you haven't even posted your 3 steps on your stories, and you haven't posted in a week. Like, I cannot help you guys unless you take action. I can point you in the right direction. I can give you all of the tips and tricks in the world. I can do a one-on-one Zoom with you. I can pour my entire heart and energy into you. I can tag you in trainings. I can do all the things. But if you're not implementing it and going to take action, it's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time. You guys have got to get out of your own way. And I'm mainly saying this to my team because this is the only time I can have you all in at once. But maybe this is, you know, resonating with you if you're not on my team, but you've got to take action, especially when you're listening to trainings or you're hopping on Zooms. We have so many incredible Zooms every single week for you to hop on. If you're just hopping on just to hang out and you're not getting off and implementing the things you're learning, you're wasting your time. Why are you even here if you're just hopping on to listen and not do anything afterwards? You have to listen to apply. That's what an entrepreneur does, okay? So I just wanted to pour a little bit of fire into you guys, help you get set up for the new month, because like we always say, the way you end this month is how you're going to start the next. And how you end a week is how you're going to start the next week. It's the same thing over and over and over again. You guys have to understand that. So I want you to start October with a new, fresh mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset. I mean, what does that look like? That's planning. That's showing up and doing the dang thing. That's not making excuses. Don't let your why become your excuse. Okay? You have to show up. You have to have both feet in. You can't have one foot in and one foot on a banana peel and show up half-ass effort and expect to get full results. If you put in half-ass effort, you're going to get half-ass results 110% of the time. Okay? A lot of people come into this. Yes, some people work it as a hobby. Yes, some people work it as a full-time job. I literally work my business like it's the air I breathe. That's why I get the results that I do, because I lead from the front. And I was literally just talking to my team about this. It's monkey see, monkey do. And I don't care if you have a team or if you don't have a team, you're still a leader. Okay. Let's use this for an example. If you don't have a team, you still have people. Can you stop looking at me? I'm going to punch you in the face. Excuse me. If you don't have a team, then you just made me lost my train of thought, Aaron. I know, you're giving me a dirty look. If you don't have a team, all of the people on social media that are watching you, that are going to be your potential team, are watching you still, okay? Or if you do have a team, you have to lead from the front, because your team is going to do, on average, half of what you do. Half. Okay. So if you're not on team Zooms, don't expect your team to be on team Zooms. If you're not going live, don't expect your team to be going live. If you're not posting and showing up every single day and putting your 3 steps on your stories, your team is not going to do that. Okay. And obviously, to be successful in this industry, you not only have to build yourself and your business, but you have to help others be successful too. And that all starts with you showing up and leading from the front, because again, your team is going to do on average half of what you do. So you've got to show up and you have to lead from the front. Okay. I just wanted to pour a little bit of fire into you, because it just gets under my skin, because I know so many of you want to see results in this business, and you want change, and you want this and you want that, and you just wish, but you don't show up and act that way. And you're in your leaders' inboxes and you're mad that you're not getting these results, but you're not showing up and doing the work. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. Okay. I'm almost 2.5 years into this business of persevering and staying consistent, staying loyal to myself. And it has literally changed my entire life. So don't focus on the microwave results. If you're not getting results right now, that's okay. Maybe you're in a growth season. Maybe you're in a creative season, okay? Because I truly believe that there's a growth season, there's an abundance season. The growth season is when you're learning, you're growing, you're developing new skills, you're getting out many experiences, you're having connections and conversations. And then you have your fruitful season, where all of that work, maybe it's 4 months down the road, that's still okay. 4, 5, 6 months down the road, then you have your enrolling and your reaping and all of that good stuff, and everything is coming to fruition, right? So you have to be willing to go through that slow season of abundance and learning and all of that to get to the season where everything kind of falls into place, right? Look at Katie's life right now. She's a perfect representation of that. Look at Lindsay. Look at Brittany. They were in this for years before they got to where they were. And some of y'all are giving up after 6 months or earlier than that. Emily, she doesn't even have an upline anymore. Her upline, she went 4K and she walked away because this wasn't her passion anymore, and that's okay. And she's still here sitting on this Zoom because she didn't let that define her and her success, because at the end of the day, it's not your upline's job to make you successful. It's not your upline's job to babysit you and see if you're on the Zooms or see if you're showing up and putting your products on your stories every single day. It is your job to show up and create your own success. Your upline is just a crutch. They're there to help you if you need help, or if you need accountability, or if you need to rant, or whatever the case may be. We are just a crutch. And that's why I, took Emily under my wing, because I still saw her showing up. And I only match efforts. If she fell off with her upline, okay, cool, bye. Okay, I don't have time for that. I want to work with women who are truly hungry and ready for change. And the fact that she's still here shows me that she's going to get to where she wants to go, because she has persevered so much without even having an upline. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to let y'all go so you can start working on your October goals and we can start the new month off strong. But I want you guys to just get out of your own way for October. I want you to do the things that you've been putting off, because the things that you hate doing, or the things that are extremely uncomfortable, whatever that looks like to you, are the things that are going to grow your business the fastest. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The things that you hate doing, such as maybe it's going live, maybe it makes you want to diarrhea in your pants every time you click the live button. That's one of the things that's going to grow your business the fastest and give you results. So eat your frog first. Do the things that you hate doing first thing in the morning so that you don't have to sweat about it all day long and then end up putting it off because you just talked yourself out of it all day long because you're too damn scared. Do the hard things first, because the hard things are what's going to give you the results that you're here to get. Okay? All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Start October off strong, get off this and listen to apply. You just learned something. I know you did. There's a lot of value. You learned something, go apply it to your business and go set those goals, and let's crush October. Love you guys.